Welcome back to my client's birthday as a private chef part 2, prime rib edition. It's been 2 days since I seasoned and rubbed down the roast, and I pulled it out around 11 a.m. so that it can get to room temperature before I throw it in the oven. I do this so that it cooks more evenly and you're not left with an overcooked exterior and a cold interior. I always reverse sear my prime ribs, so I threw it in the oven at 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Remember that garlicky herb rendered beef tallow from before? Well, one of the things that I do is I baste the roast with it at the beginning and throughout the cooking process. I think it's a beautiful thing when you turn something that would usually be thrown away into something that accentuates the flavor of whatever you're cooking. As always, I like to get a prep list going, making sure that I've got everything organized and so I don't accidentally miss something. You'd be surprised how many young cooks think they don't need to write a prep list. I don't care how experienced you are as a cook or chef, write a prep list. It'll take away a lot of stress. We're gonna go a bit fast here. They wanted a few different vegetables, so I blanched broccolini, broccoli, cauliflower, and purple cauliflower. I got my russets peeled, rinsed, and simmered in salt water. Once they're cooked through, I strained them, threw them onto a sheet pan, and threw them into the freezer. This is gonna help get them even crispier when I go to roast them. And you can't have a prime rib without a horseradish sauce. So I made a quick one with sour cream, horseradish, salt, and a pinch of sugar. I usually make mine pretty punchy with a lot of lemon juice and horseradish, but my client enjoys theirs much more mellower. And you also can't have prime rib without the classic Yorkshire pudding. If you don't know what Yorkshire pudding is, it's a traditional British puffed up bread that is served alongside roast. Basically one jar of flour, salt, eggs, and milk. The birthday cake she had ordered did not come with the birthday designs, so she asked me to jazz it up with berries, whipped cream, and white chocolate covered strawberries. No problem. I've never been very good at cake design, but she was very happy with it, an absolute win. It's nearing time for the guests to arrive, so it's time to start cooking. I pull the potatoes out of the freezer and pour that ridiculous garlicky herb beef tallow and melted butter onto the potatoes before throwing it onto a hot sheet pan and into the oven at 400 degrees. As soon as they arrive, I serve them their caviar platters with creme fraiche, chives, buttered toast points, and potato chips. While they're chomping on their caviar, with my oven preheated to 550 degrees, I pop in the prime rib to roast until it has a deep brown, crispy, crackly crust. For the Yorkshire pudding, I preheated clarified butter in these popover pans at 450 degrees until smoking hot and poured the batter before throwing them back into the oven to bake. Check out that roast. It smells absolutely insane. Since I reverse seared it, it doesn't need to rest very long. I only let it rest for about 10 minutes before I cut into it. It's time to plate. Got my plates nice and hot, plated the young girl's plate, which just had the baked salmon, avocado roast, and steamed broccoli. The grilled broccoli gets a squeeze of fresh lemon juice before hitting the plate. Beef tallow buttery roasted potatoes. Some guests got steamed vegetables and others got roasted vegetables. And of course, you need the au jus, horseradish sauce, and then finally the prime rib. We had one guest that wanted a medium well end piece, while the other wanted a medium end piece. The rest were okay with medium rare, which worked out perfectly. I timed it so that by the time I took out their prime rib, the popover Yorkshire puddings would be ready for me to take out to them, fresh and crispy. I was gassed at this point, so I stopped recording, but I served them the birthday cakes. We sang happy birthday, they drank, they had a great night, and I finished up cleaning before heading home around 9:30 p.m. A long night, but it went off without a hitch. They were happy, so I was happy. Good night.